All right, everybody, we should be live for our cast today. Welcome to another episode of Indie Inquiries, where each week our goal is to review and examine store pages either submitted or that we find on Steam and various sites, and provide advice and guidance on how to properly market and show your game off. As always, my co-host for this is from Nexus Games, Sharky.
Hello, everybody. And yeah, like a clarification, like this is part of marketing, not all of your marketing. This is,
Mm-hmm.
this is your base level, because if you screw up your Steam page, then everything before it, your Twitter, your Facebook, your ad that you put on YouTube, everything
Mm-hmm.
else will fall through the cracks, because basically you have to transfer people from one place to another place, and possibly another
Mm-hmm.
place and another place, and the final place that you end up at is your Steam page. And if your
Mm-hmm.
Steam page fails, everything else before that doesn't matter. So getting your Steam page right is absolute, or game page right is absolutely critical.
Yep. And we are beginning with two games that were submitted by developers this past week. And as always, if you'd like us to review your store page, doesn't matter if it's on itch, Steam, whatever, please get in touch. You'll find links to our respective Discords in the description down below. You can always send me a message on Twitter at GWBlazer as well.
Mm-hmm. And me at Nexus Games LLC 1. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a feeling we're only going to get to the two submitted games today. Because last time we only got to the three submitted games, and I think one of these is going to take longer than the other.
Well, we'll see. We do have some backups just in case.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you new watching, we usually try to make these shows at least an hour for each time we do them.
Right.
All right.
So we want to jump into it.
Yeah, one second, so I'll make sure that we are in fact live. Again, I can never trust YouTube here. All right. So we're beginning with Big Boy Boxing. This is a game that I played during our Indie Spotlight, and developer got in touch with me about this one. And I liked what I saw. It's very limited what was in the demo, but again, this was this was an alpha test build, so we couldn't get too much into it.
Yeah,
And
from what I've seen of it, I did definitely like it, kind of thing.
mhm.
But
So
liking the game and having a good Steam page or a good itch page in this case, is completely different things.
mhm.
Which I would actually really suggest them to go onto Steam or other platforms besides itch, because that's going to lead to a failure right there.
Yeah, especially when you have something really solid and distinctive right now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they don't have to go to Steam right now, but they should definitely plan on it.
Mm-hmm.
They should definitely make an event of it when they post their Steam page. That's the reason
Mm.
why I have not posted the Steam page for Neon Continuum yet. The
Yeah.
new word of the day.
So where should we begin with this one? Because this is our first itch page.
Well, let's do it the same way we do the Steam pages and start with the trailer.
All right. Ooh. There. Oh, I can only make it. There's no volume sliders on this.
There is if you pull screen it. This is a YouTube video.
How's this looking on our overlay? That's not bad. Or on my overlay, I should say. Let's see.
I mean, the issue is there's not a lot of content in this, like there wasn't in the demo. Because there's just the one character and the punching bag kind of thing, and it's not really showing off a lot of things. And I think that is that's the only glaring issue I see with it, is the lack of content. And the fact is that content goes on for too long because there's nothing else.
Mm-hmm. I think part of it again is that the developer hasn't gone around to making that yet, but everything that you see like on this page, or the majority of it, is in the demo. There's nothing outside the demo that we're seeing here.
And itch apparently sucks with going from photograph to photograph because I hit it and then it's like loading the next image for like 30 seconds before it actually loaded it.
Seems to work for me, but who knows sometimes with these sites. You need to. I cannot pronounce your name without butchering, I'm afraid, in my chat. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. There's Romanov, Alexei. Sorry, it was like all zoomed in on mine. More games advertised, the less I trust. Well, you need advertising. That you need at least some basic level, or people aren't going to find or be interested in your game.
And the sad thing is I can't really see your chat on my side. Try to make it bigger.
Yeah, so there are screenshots. One thing that I noticed is that the screenshots of the ones that aren't in the game yet, they do not look as good.
That's probably because they're not done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's even a different character model. The main guy in the first few ones and then the last two ones.
Yeah. I think that let me see if I can do something so I can actually read your chat.
Oh, that's always the case, though, enough. It's a not double-edged sword. It's always kind of like that cycle that for a game to get good reviews, it needs a really good store page. But to get a really good store page and a lot of content on it, usually needs a lot more work. And if one doesn't work, usually the other one doesn't as well.
I don't think so because like I meant the store page for my last game, Chromasia, the old word of the day. It had the best reviews on Steam, because it had a perfect review score. But the store page definitely lacked. There wasn't a single GIF on there. There wasn't, there was lots of issues with it, kind of thing. And yeah, I mean, like, I don't think reviews are tied to it, but reviews, I have the literally best review score on all of Steam, So, and I'm probably the only person to have that. And with all of that, it doesn't that doesn't really affect sales. I mean, maybe it could affect sales after you got to a certain level, but it directly on its own does not have any impact of sales.
Hey, Mojo.
Well, the new indie standard price is 15. Well, the current rather standard indie price for is $15. The new one is 20.
And what we're seeing is that games that are priced at $5 aren't really worth that $5.
They're not even worth like your time for free.
That art game last night was $5.
They're not even worth, and same thing goes with the $10 ones. You can rarely see any game below $15 that is worth more than $1, more than free, even worth free, because like most of them aren't even worth free, because the fact is it's like, man, I just wasted my time. Can I get a refund of my time?
Can I do that? Can I get extra hours?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So back to the store page. I do like the custom graphics for Twitter, Discord, and YouTube.
Yeah, that's really solid.
And if they do go to Steam, I would definitely bring these over with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, I think this is a case of what's here is good, but there's not enough of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's not enough content for the trailer. There's not enough content for the store page, kind of thing.
Yeah. And I would imagine if they are thinking about going on Steam, this is probably their hang-up at the moment.
Could
Because
be.
there's not enough here to make a really good store page with.
Yeah.
I mean, I love this GIF of him beating up the guy up here. You see dodging, you see movement. He basically shows off just like all the animation that's in the game right now.
Yeah, although that should probably be like a few different GIFs rather than one.
But this would definitely be a case where, for a store page, I would say you want, maybe 3 or 4 different GIFs of this game.
Yeah. And also the custom background for the page.
Mm-hmm.
Which you can do that on Steam too.
Yeah.
But Steam puts has still an overlay that goes on top of it. A blue one.
Mm-hmm. So this is one that I think, because of itch itself, there really isn't a lot for us to examine.
Well, I don't think it's because of itch. I think it's because there's not much content in the game.
Yeah.
Because that demo seems to be all they have.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's definitely a good
it looks
start.
really solid. I mean, like,
mm-hmm.
Based on what was in the demo kind of thing, if that's all they have, basically, I think the store page is as good as it can get, basically, right now.
Yeah. Quality is there, just not quantity.
Mm-hmm. And the quantity will need to be there.
Yep.
In order to really go forward with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, if somebody looks at it and they'll be like, "There's not much to this game,"
mm-hmm.
and there isn't. But
yeah.
what is there is good. It looks like, I mean, like from what you played last night, the gameplay looked really solid. Everything. The store page looks really solid. I think
Mm-hmm. So, what would you? So, we already gave kind of our suggestions. We basically want to see more, more screenshots, more GIFs. Probably video-wise. I mean, it is just a trailer. It's not really like. I think for once is a case where the demo is too short. What do you think?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know how to rate this one because, like, if we were to give it a score based off of what the game is right now, I think the store page is pretty close to perfect. But if we were to give it based off of what the game needs to be, kind of thing, then this score is way lower. Because, like, based off of what it is right now, I would give it an A plus kind of thing. But based off of what it needs to be, I don't know, probably like a C.
I was going to say like somewhere in the C range too. And again, like for those of you watching this, reviewing the store page is not the same as reviewing the game. Because we can have an amazing looking game with a horrible store page, and vice versa.
Or we can have the horrible looking game with an amazing store page.
So,
but of course, some of the game comes through on the store page, and that part will be open to store page examination.
So, I guess to kind of summarize for this one, needs more GIFs, needs a larger trailer.
I don't think it needs necessarily more gifts. It does and it doesn't, because I think they could break the current one down into multiple gifs kind of thing. Because like, you know, like maybe have the special move be its own gif kind of thing.
And the normal punching be its own gif.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
you probably want to show different enemies in each one kind of thing. And I would probably, I don't know how many enemies they're going to go for, but you know, I would probably try to at least show 5 different enemies in there, and show
I think it's
variants in each one of those gifts.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think again I would definitely give this, I think, in the C category. And these last 2 images, I would get rid of them because they're not really, I think, at the same level as the other 4 or the other 3.
Yeah.
And again, I think this will definitely need to be updated as more content gets finished for the game.
All right. But I mean, for what they can do right now, I think this store page is pretty close to perfect. They just need more development in the game before they can make this store page better.
Yep. And again, having a really solid foundation obviously helps when you're making your store page. And why we say that these things are often linked. That if your game is really solid, it gives you a far more meat on the bone to use that in a store page.
Right. But of course, anything turn-based is so much harder to do a store page for. I mean, especially a trailer.
Yep.
And you know, that's my sad fate of doing basically everything turn-based.
All right, I am ready to move on.
All right.
So let's switch over here. And why is this not coming in right? 1 second. There we go. There's like a black bar that was annoying me. Okay. So this is another one that was submitted, and this is Scuffed Tower Defense.
Yeah, so you want to start with the trailer on this one?
Oh, yes. Let's see. Oh, you get music.
Yep.
Alright, footage at like 33 seconds. That is definitely a no-no right there.
What did they do?
Where it looks like there's no floor. Like everything, it looks like it's like clipped through almost.
I think that was because they were out in space or something.
Music does not seem to be matching the footage.
Yeah. A lot of things don't seem to be matching. So, you know, based off of the video, like analyzing the gameplay of it, I mean, there is potential that it could actually be a solid game kind of thing. That saying, those aesthetics with the square 3D square things with cats on it, that is a big, huge no. That is I want this game to die. No. That is, you know, suicidal. No kind of thing. You know. And, you know, the thing is, and all that does not match anything else.
Yep.
And it feels, you know, that makes it feel like an asset flip.
Yeah. And the
makes it.
UI looks very placeholder as well.
Mm-hmm. Now then,
Mhm.
if this is all placeholder, if that is placeholder art, that is both a good thing and a bad thing because it's a good that you don't intend on staying with it, but it's bad because you already put it out on your store page and
Mhm.
the general public has seen it. So it's going to be hard to get anywhere. But I have a feeling it's not temporary because of the thumbnail.
Yeah. The thumbnail does not match, I think, anything in the game at the moment.
I don't think things in the game match things in the game.
Hmm. And the faux shop lassie, that is a huge red flag, I'm afraid, for consumers.
Hmm. Everything in that thumbnail is a huge red flag for consumers.
Hmm.
And the cat images and like I haven't played the game, so I don't know, but it looks like the game could be legitimately fun because it's a tower defense where you create your own basically maze essentially
Hmm.
for enemies to run through, and it looked like you had tons of different placement. It looks like they need to work on how you connect the walls and everything so they are seamless
Hmm.
and everything.
Hmm.
But like the game itself looks like it has potential, but the enemies, the theme, the name, all of
Hmm.
that, the UI, all of that is has no potential at all and will absolutely destroy any potential the actual game has.
Yeah. And I don't know if their plan was to make it very memey, or this was just like kind of what they ended up with. But it definitely is hurting, this game's appeal.
Mm-hmm. You know,
And
and
again, like theme and aesthetics are very hard to do. They're not exactly what you would think about when you're coming with the gameplay. But what we often see is that if you don't have those, it really kills the value of your game.
yeah, I mean, with with these Mimi, stuff in here, I would say that this game would be, unless they change that, I would and match things up and change the name and the thumbnail and all that. I would say this game would be lucky to sell 10 copies
Mm,
at $1 price.
mm-hmm.
You
And
know,
that's
or
another thing. Like, if your aesthetics don't match and it drives the value of your game down, you're going to have to fight for every dollar. There's a reason why games that are aesthetically pleasing can often charge a higher premium because they can kind of get away with that because people will assume that there is greater value to those games.
no, I don't think you can add your own memes, Mojo. I think this is just these memes.
Let's take a look at the rest of the store page and see. All right, so early access. It'll be in early access for half a year. Next gen tower defense. For complete levels, 6 tower types, 8 enemies. Plan to raise the price up. All right.
No, they're gonna. What is it? Their plans are to raise the price up. I know. What is their initial price? Because from what I can see here, you're going to need to lower the price down from $1.
Mm-mm.
Like because nobody's going to buy this for $1 except for
Mm-hmm.
game collectors, which aren't going to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
So like, why would you sell a game that? Why would you even make a game that nobody's going to play? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I don't see a single soul playing this game. There will be people who buy it, game collectors that buy it for $1.
Yeah.
but they'll only buy it for $1 when it's on 50% sale for 50 cents, kind of thing.
Mm.
Because
And,
Steam won't let you, take $1 game any lower than 50 cents. They will, they set 50 cents as the bare minimum, no matter what your price is. So if your price of your game is I don't know, $50 kind of thing, the maximum they will let you go is 99% off down to 50 cents.
mm-hmm.
But like,
And
you know, the way this game is the only people who are going to buy it are going to buy it at 50 cents, and they're never going to play it
mm,
unless there's
so
just a ton of achievements in there kind of thing. And it looks like he put in a good bit of work into actually making the gameplay good. And I don't think you want people buying the game and not playing it. I think you want people buy the game, enjoy it, and play it, and leave good reviews. But these
mm-hmm.
characters, yeah, that ain't going to work. You need legitimate characters. You need,
Legitimate
everything.
art style.
Yeah, you need everything in the art style to match. And like these mountains don't match this, and the cats
Mm-hmm.
things don't match anything. And you have a whole bunch of mismatched stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
in changing all that, you're going to also need to change the thumbnail. And in changing that, you're also going to need to change the name. So it's
Mm-hmm.
basic. And honestly, I don't know. I would probably contact Steam and see if they can take this team page down completely so that when you get the new stuff kind of thing, you can just start over fresh kind of thing. Because if you put that new stuff on this one, it's not going to be good either.
Yeah.
It'd be better
And
than keeping this stuff up there, but it's not going to be good. It would be better to get a fresh start.
mm-hmm.
And I would contact Valve and see what you can do there.
Yeah, and the store page itself is just very bare bones.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the dev log, which only has 124 views. We have about this game. There's no images, no screenshots. There's no, you know, organizing the sections here. And what's very frustrating is that this the what they're describing doesn't sound like anything else that's on the store page.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to physics-based tower defense like this, you need gifts. You need to show people what that means.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of the core problems result from the game itself, sadly, and not from the gameplay, but from the art and the name and the thumbnail, because
Mm-hmm.
those are going to sink everything.
They've had to apologize for something here.
Oh, that's not good. If you're already having to apologize for crap before you release,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Like I said, you need to really, change all that stuff and completely talk to Valve and completely scrap the store
Mm-hmm.
page. Start over new with a new theme, new everything. A
Yeah.
new art wise, new store page, new name, new thumbnail. You can still have the
Mm-hmm.
same gameplay, because gameplay looks like it might be really solid, and it
Mm-hmm.
would, be a really big shame if a really good game got ruined by everything else that's here.
Yeah.
And that's the way this is looking like it's going to go.
Yeah.
Unless there's a vast change in that, you know, kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. And
So they have a website, they have a YouTube, they have a Twitter way to contact. And yeah, like what Shark is saying, this is going to require almost like top to bottom in terms of redesign and just rebranding.
hmm and again, I
And
haven't played it, but the gameplay looks like it might be pretty solid.
mm-hmm.
but I
I mean,
can't
you can
tell.
have placeholder art. There's nobody saying you can't do that,
But don't
but
put placeholder art on on your trailer
mhm.
or on your store page. But I
Yeah,
don't
like
think this is a case of placeholder art,
eh.
or maybe it's a case of they didn't care about the art, so they just left it all placeholder, on purpose.
See, I'm curious. Yeah, like there is no one in the forum of this game.
Yeah, and it's not good. Like the
Yeah.
game looks like it's good, but
The gameplay, you mean, not
yeah,
the actual
yeah,
game.
the gameplay looks like it might actually be good,
Hmm.
but
I feel like this is a case where a developer has a really cool idea for a game, but has no idea how to present it.
yeah, a first time solo developer is what it seems like. It feels like a first time solo developer that, made a really cool concept, as a programmer kind of thing, and let's make a game of this. And memes are cool, let's just go with memes.
Hmm.
And, didn't have artists on the team, didn't have, a lot of things on the team, just, didn't have any kind of marketing people, obviously,
Yeah.
you know, or artist, obviously.
And again, like the whole idea of making a game that, like, if this is not a meme game, it really looks like it from the screenshots and that thumbnail.
Hmm. It would seriously surprise me if this is not a meme game, but like
Hmm.
the meme part or the part that looks like a meme is exactly what's going to kill this game.
Hmm.
And
Because anything that's unique to this game is not coming out. This looks like almost very much like a shovelware bargain bin tower defense game.
yeah, and art wise it is,
Hmm.
but gameplay wise it looks like it isn't. UI wise it looks like it is. It
Yeah.
is. It doesn't just look it. It is bargain basement shovelware kind of thing when it comes to that. But the gameplay looks like it could potentially be solid.
Hmm.
I mean
And
that seems to be pretty much the one and only thing this thing has going for it, kind of thing. Like
hmm.
everything else
Yeah.
seems seems to
And
have issues. The business side, the marketing side, the UI side, the art side,
and
the thumbnail, the trailer, the screenshots because they're infected by all the art and whatnot. The
hmm.
name because the name's themed around all the art.
Hmm. And this is what we were saying about the last game, that Big Boy Boxing has far less stuff than this, but that stuff is miles ahead.
Hmm. These two games are literally opposite. Well, I wouldn't say
Hmm.
literally opposite of each other, but they're pretty close to opposite of each other because
They're really good, polar examples for our show today.
yeah, because like the first one was really super well polished and really out there, really good gameplay, really good
Hmm.
polish, but there was basically nothing there.
Hmm.
This one has a lot there,
But it's
potentially
not
good
polished.
gameplay, but everything else is completely unpolished, completely a train wreck, honestly.
Hmm.
And but like the gameplay, like I remember my one of my first, goes at a commercial game was a tower defense game.
Hmm.
And never got published and everything. And with that, you could make your own wall. So like I see a lot of that game in this one kind of thing.
Hmm.
But the thing is I had more, I had it serious art style and it looked really good. Well, I wouldn't
Yep.
say it looked really good. It looked really good in comparison to this,
Hmm.
you know, and it certainly needed to look a lot better kind of thing. But like
Hmm.
this 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 is, if it is released with this name, this art, this thumbnail kind of thing,
I don't
the
see it getting more than 20 reviews.
oh, I don't even see this getting two reviews kind of thing. I don't see this getting more than 10 sales unless you advertise it to the game collector community, in which
Yeah.
case you can, you can set it to $1 and wait for it you set it on sale for 50% off down to 50 cents, and you'll probably sell, I don't know,
Hmm.
100, 300 copies kind of thing.
And here's another important tip for developers. If you have placeholder art in your game, or I'm sorry, if you have placeholder art now, when you get rid of that, get rid of any screenshots that still have that placeholder art. Because again,
I wouldn't ever put placeholder up on my
yeah.
Steam page because number one, there's copyright issues in that, and you could get in serious trouble because of that, legal trouble. And number two is you're going to screw your game. Do not
Mhm.
put anything up on your store page. Do not make a store page until you have something polished to put up there.
Yeah. I mean,
Because,
even Slay the Spire, they had placeholder art for plenty of their card art. They never showed one of that on the store page.
mm-hmm, and you never want to give consumers, they come here to see the goodness. You don't want to ever
Hmm.
put the badness up there.
Yeah.
There's still not a store page for Neon Continuum, the new word of the day kind of thing. But because I'm waiting for everything to get polished and be able to show off plenty of gifs and whatnot, and I can't I I can't hardly show off anything GIF wise right now,
Hmm.
and because hardly anything's in engine, but like
Yeah.
things are getting pretty well polished art wise.
Hmm. Yeah. So unless this game gets a massive overhaul, and if it does, then this store page needs to go away, basically.
Yeah, and delete the store page. Talked about delete the store page, get rid of it, and start a new store page because you don't want anything of this game, this current version, referenced in any way, sort of form to your new one. You want a new name,
Hmm.
new thumbnail, new,
New
new
aesthetic.
art, new
Yeah.
UI, and you want it on a new store page.
Yeah. So, uh, grade time. This is not the worst store page we've seen, but it is very, very close.
Yeah, this would
Uh,
store page wise, I would probably give this well, the trailer counts for so much of it, and the trailer includes the meme art kind of thing. So
mhm.
I would give it an F minus because of that.
Yeah, I
It's
think I would
it's
be in the FF minus range too,
you know
because
the fact
even
is you have more about this game than the worst case, but the worst store page we've ever had, but the worst store page we ever had better art in it, not meme
mhm,
art. And you know that matter of fact, I mean, I don't even think actually I would because of that I would say doesn't even qualify for F minus. This is like a G minus or something. It's like
mhm,
falls below the scale because of the meme art and whatnot. And I understand that memes are funny and everything, but the fact is funny memes aren't going to sell your game. Funny memes
yeah,
are going to cause your game to fail. And
and
that's what we're rating this on is your store page being able to succeed. And everything I'm seeing here,
mhm,
like this game, if this game sold more than if this game sold 10 copies that people actually played, not just game collectors, I would be seriously shocked. Like
yeah,
and mind you, that I would be seriously shocked that for a $1 price,
mhm.
you know,
Yeah, like I would not see a five. I won't even see 5.99 or 4.99 getting people to buy this one.
yeah, 4.99. I would be seriously surprised if one single person bought it and played it.
Yeah,
Now, game collectors might buy it. because game collectors will buy any shovelware on the store, but they won't play them. I mean, like, you know, when Chromasia was shutting down, kind of thing, I announced it, and you know, I had 100 people buy my game overnight at full price, and they were all game collectors. And out of all those game collectors, we looked at it, and only one person out of those 100 even booted the game.
Yeah.
And then I know exactly who that one person is, because he then followed and left a review on Steam and rated the game positively.
And again, like, I'm sure somebody's going to leave a comment saying, why are you going after this game? They can do whatever they want, etc., etc. But the point of this show is to examine marketing. We are trying to approach things from, you are trying to make something that you intend to sell and earn money from. And when you do that, you have to give it your best go. And if you half-ass it, or if your game doesn't look up to par, people aren't going to buy it. Unless, again, like Shark's examples of game collectors, or you're just trying to get on, you know, some YouTubers' weird games, you know, they make fun of games for like 20-minute show.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I had one of those people contact me to try to make fun of Chromation. And he was like, oh, we were just going to spend, you know, 20 minutes on it and make fun of it. It's like, yeah, no, I'm not sending you a free key.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, you're going to have to pay for a key. I ain't going to give you a key so you can make money off of my game. And shit on it. And, you know, at this rate, that's all you're going to get with this game. You know, despite the gameplay looking, you know, of course we can't play it, but it looks like solid gameplay. But all you're going to get is shit and hell from everybody, you know, pretty much. And people will laugh at your game. You know, you may think they're laughing with you, but they're not laughing with you. They're laughing at you.
Yeah.
And, you know, it would be really sad to see a good game die because of that. Because I think the game has potential. But it needs an overhaul, art-wise, UI-wise. Needs a brand new store page. You know, it needs everything but gameplay, basically, at this point. Yeah. I think gameplay and programming is good. Everything else bad.
Yeah.
At least potentially good.
All right. So I think with that, we have some games on our backlog from last week. In terms of the actual show length, we are like 40 minutes, that give or take, in. So we should have time for, I think, one, maybe two more games, I think, for this week.
Probably just one. What game do you want to go with?
All right. So we have Encodia, Lamb Chronicle, or Ocean's Heart. Encodia looks like it could be very interesting, at least from an aesthetic standpoint.
I'm not seeing that one.
Let's see. I think I sent that to you. All right, here it is. This was the adventure cyberpunk looking kind of game. Apparently the developer is playing it.
It's probably just it's a loop. And I doubt it's a developer because cat ears.
For some reason.
And it says recorded session up there. Yeah, it's not. I really hate that feature of Steam. Like, some people may love it, but I personally hate it. So you want to start with the trailer on this one?
Sure. Apparently my mouse pointer has disappeared. I have no idea how to get it back.
It's off in the void.
That should be interesting.
Okay, starting the trailer. The first one anyway.
Now, okay, that like popping out the now broadcasting is just very annoying. It killed my mouse cursor.
Yeah, I just minimized it. I didn't pop it out.
No, it did it automatically for me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steam.
Like I said, I don't like that feature of Steam.
It's Tina, my human. I must protect her.
That's what we have here.
My parents are dead, Sam.
The world needs you to see this mission through. Incompetent! The whole lot of you!
It's about a minute long.
Find Sam.
So I'm not really seeing any gameplay in here.
Yeah, it's very story affecting or story driven.
Yeah. And this is not what you want for your first trailer. This is what you want for your second or third trailer.
Can't I stay with you?
Oh, I see point and clicking going on. I don't know, like, background art looks good. I don't like the character art.
Yeah, I don't either. But, like, I think that this is not a good trailer for your first trailer. Oh, wait, is this a point and click game?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it is a good trailer because, like, there's no real gameplay to a point and click.
Hey, Mike.
So, I mean, you know, but for a normal game that has, you know, real gameplay, this is a very bad trailer.
Yeah.
For a point and click or a visual novel, this is as good as you can get because there's no real gameplay.
Same footage, or a lot of the same footage is in the second trailer.
I haven't started the second trailer. I'm starting to now.
I'm just fast forwarding through it.
They must have clocked us last night.
Tina, I do not think they were here to arrest us for loitering.
I like the robot model.
Yeah.
Sam?
Yes, Tina?
How old are you?
But I do
I
not
like
like the human characters.
Yeah. They look very, like, generic.
My fingers are too big to fit in there.
I like what I'm seeing in the third trailer. Like, there's actual, like... It's actually giving me something about what's going on in this game.
And the second one, it has a little bit of gameplay stuff in there, where he says his two fingers are too big to fit in there, which is probably a demod from YouTube.
Yeah, I don't like the first trailer. I think the second and third one are better. I know, Mojo. Screenshots, again, look like they're...
It's done.
I think they're different from the trailer, but the problem is that the trailer only shows, like, 3 environments. Inside a building, the outside mountain, and then the cyberpunk city.
Neo Berlin, 2062.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm looking at the third trailer right
A
now.
dark megalopolis run by
If you skip through, you
corporations
got
and
done
corrupt
faster than me.
politicians. 9-year-old orphan Tina has made the streets her home.
The third one is definitely worlds
Reinventing
better.
uses for scraps.
Yeah. I would almost remove the first trailer. Or push it in the way. Make the second the first and the third the second.
Assigned to her at birth.
I don't know, I'm still watching the
He will
third.
do anything to protect her.
SAM-53 must protect Tina.
One day, Tina and Sam will
I definitely would
discover
make the first
that
one
will change
the last
the
one.
world.
That's for sure.
This
Hey, Pony.
is the night before that day.
And I would make either the second or third one the first one, because, like, they both look a lot better.
The journey.
And
But
again, if you look at the pricing of this game, that they are pricing this at $25.
ooh,
And they're trying to get away with that because of the aesthetics. And the aesthetics are above average. I just really hate the human models. They just look very off-putting.
yeah. And when did this game go for sale?
2 days
January?
ago.
And only 8 reviews. That's a red flag right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this game is not going to do well. It's not doing well, rather.
Yep.
Because, I mean, a game should have a review score on day one.
I think that Time Break Chronicles has more reviews than this one already, and that one has far weaker aesthetics than this.
Mm-hmm. But it's got far more gameplay because it's not a point-and-click game.
Yeah.
And this is
Hey,
another...
Mojo, Cabbage Patch, Borderline Humans.
Yeah. And this is another, you know, cyberpunk game adding to the list of...
Mm-hmm. I'm seeing very little... Oh, there's some neon.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to scroll down and see what else.
It
They're advertising
about
somebody
when
else's
is the
game.
Neon Continuum trailer. It's a ways off.
Yeah. I think the game they're advertising, like somebody else's game, looks better than the game that this one is on.
Which game?
The Lacuna Sci-Fi Noir Adventure is right below the reviews.
Is that made by the same developer though?
I don't know. Could be from the same publisher.
Do you know why
It's the same publisher, but not the same developer.
Apparently, there's also a publisher of the Leisure Suit Larry games too.
Mm-hmm.
I have a key for this game to check this out for next week too. All right, so let's see what we have here. Let's see the World Edition, Kodia.
That last image is no.
Let's see. Well, they have a GIF. It is broken up. I like the custom like banners for the sections.
Yeah, they only used the blue text one place though.
Yeah. Yeah, that final image, like, is this supposed to be like placeholder art?
No, I think it's more concept art.
I think the concept art looks better than the real art. Or at least the model wise.
Character wise.
Oh, it's got professional dubbing actors. That's a feature.
Do they put like, you know, I bet you, you know, half the lines in the game doesn't have any voices to it.
Could be. Oh, there's over 34 non-player characters, so that sounds pretty right. Because I don't see this as a game that they could have hired over 35 different voice actors, or, you know, several high-quality ones who can do different voices.
Yeah.
So here's a very big pet peeve right here. It says, special randomly generated puzzles by a unique gaming experience. Where is that? I have not seen that.
The unique game experience is the fact that it's a point-and-click adventure, because, like, nobody makes those anymore. So it's unique. Mm-hmm. Right?
I think you just caused Dave Gilbert to shed a tear when you said that.
But it's sadly a dead genre because nobody innovates in the genre for one very specific reason. If they were to innovate, everybody who is interested in the genre would no longer be interested in.
Mm-hmm. It's a very dangerous or very annoying catch-22.
Mm-hmm.
The sweetness and creativity of Studio Ghibli. I do not see Studio Ghibli in this game. Do you?
I could see some inspiration for the main robot guy, but that's it.
Mm-hmm. This definitely needs more GIFs. It needs, like, I feel like this is a game where the developer is really trying to sell it on the aesthetic, but that is not good enough, I think, for this kind of game.
It needs more cowbells.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would agree with that, Pony.
I want to look this up really fast. 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see what that Gibbous game, the one that I play, we had a developer on. I want to see what their sales are. Oh, don't need that. So almost 1,000, and this was priced at $20. And I think it has a far stronger aesthetic.
What's almost 1,000?
This game. This is one that I interviewed the developer with, and it's $5 less. So going back to what Ronoff was saying at the start, like you have two games, one price a little bit cheaper, but looks so much stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we'll go back to Encodia here. And I think like this is a very
I'm with you on that, Pony. The more you know about game dev, the harder it gets because
Yep.
You know, ignorance is bliss until it eats all of your money.
Mm-hmm. And this is like I think part of the problem we talk about, that good aesthetics can be done with very little, or at least not as much as you would think. But to get that, you need somebody who is really good at art on your team. And that can be very difficult for a lot of developers.
Mm-hmm.
And like again, like if you look at the second screenshot in Kodia, where they're in like the little bar, the robot, I really like the look of it.
Yeah, I do like the
I just
robot.
don't like any of these humans.
I like
Maybe the humans are the
backgrounds,
robots and the robots are the humans.
I like the background too.
Yeah.
Just
So
the
2
human-
out of 3 here.
The humans just no.
They, you know what they remind me of?
Clay
Like
animation.
those. What was that?
Clay animation.
Yeah, like those really like low budget CGI movies that like knockoff people do. You know, like the
Yeah.
humans that look like soulless dolls.
Yeah, they do.
That they show up like at like 3 o'clock in the morning on some random channel somewhere.
Yeah, they don't match everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything else is, like this background, is very high def. Look at all the like 30, 40, 50,000 colors of brown in that one piece of wood. But there's like 3 colors of yellowish brown on, or whatever flesh tone on this character kind of thing. And like 3 colors on this one and 3 colors on this one. And like, but like there's not necessarily more colors on the robot, but there's way more detail and character and shape, where
there's more to that character than there is to the little human girl.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the About and Kodia section, I'm pretty sure that GIF is in the trailer.
Yeah, it's in one of the trailers.
Yeah.
I think it's I think that's the start of the second trailer.
Yeah. This needs more GIFs from in-game. One thing to show off, more of the characters, show off more of the animation. And if you're going to give me a marketing point right here about randomly generated puzzles, I need to see that.
Yeah.
This is like with the previous game. Like if you tell me physics-driven tower defense, where is that?
Exactly.
Also,
you gotta show it.
Yeah. Also, here's a little bit of a red flag. More than 100 locations, but we only see like 3 or 4 in all the footage of this game.
Yeah. I wonder how they define locations. Is it rooms?
Screens? Yeah.
Yeah. I have a feeling it's room/screens. Not locations.
Like, and like the concept art screenshot at the bottom, it looks very Farmville, very Zynga-esque to me.
It looks very different than everything else here.
Yeah.
It clashes with everything else here.
Like, this should not be on this store page.
And to Pony's point about where is it about? Imagine all the Joshes and Sharkies tearing apart your game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the reason why I go for feedback all the time, because I have people tear apart my game one bit at a time, and I have them tear it apart as far as they
Mm-hmm.
can. And
Remember, everyone. Just keep telling Shark it's going to be pay to win.
getting people to tear apart bits of my game, like my UI, this piece of UI art, that piece of UI art, this background, that background, this character, that character, having them tear it apart, bit by, bit kind of thing, allows me to then put everything together as a whole and come out with a far, far better product that in the end will be a lot harder to tear apart at that point
Yeah.
as a whole.
Oh, and as another comment about that first trailer, it starts with the game's name almost like within like the first 7 seconds. Let's see. Again, like the backgrounds are really good. The robot model is really good.
The main
Those
robot, anyway.
Yeah, but the humans just look like, again, like the low budget, like knockoff Disney Pixar style.
Yeah, the characters the human characters feel completely out of place.
Mm-hmm.
And while they are the same style as the robot, they don't work. The robot works. The main robot, anyway.
And yeah, the second trailer definitely better than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I just wonder if that first trailer did cost them some sales.
No, I think the game is going to cost them some sales as a whole.
Like here's like the thing. I just played a Sam & Max Save the World, which is the remaster of the game from like 2004, 2005. I think the humanoid models in that have a far striking better look than the ones in this. And this was what made, I would say, made, what do you think, like last 3-4 years, maybe a little bit more than that?
Probably less.
Again, it's always hard to tell.
Well, generally games take 3 or less years to make. If you do them right, anyway. They take 1 to 3 years in general. If you're talking about
My gut is telling me that
this
maybe
was
they
a game that took like 10 years to make.
Yeah, that and like this like placeholder, this concept art could have been what the game was originally going to look like, and they maybe shifted to the 3D art. Because I mean, it looks like a lot of work was put into these character models.
They could just be concepts.
I'm curious what the forums look like. Let's see. There's people talking on them.
Well, that's the thing, Tony. No, you count for 2,000 flaws, and then human nature finds the 201st because a game is never done. It just has this point where you have to let it go. But since my game is a live service, if it lives, as long as it continues to live, I can continue to fix flaws and create new ones.
Yeah. So, all of the games we looked at today, I think this has the best store page, but that's not really saying much, I think, in this case.
And, I, would suspect that the gameplay loop is going to lack too. But
there is no gameplay in anything that we're seeing, except for that one.
Yeah, except for maybe people who really love point and click adventure games might really love this, but I don't think anybody who doesn't like point and click adventure games is going to have.
They're not going to touch this with a 10-foot pole.
Or if they do, they will immediately retract. And the thing is with that note kind of thing, I and the art, the obvious art budget that they put into this, I don't see any way that this game could remotely even dream about breaking even.
Yeah.
Like like I suspect, maybe, like at best, everybody who plays, point and click adventures will buy this game, which will probably be what, I don't know, like what, 500 people or so? 500, 1,000, somewhere around in there. I don't have a good gauge on the community. It's not a very big community, though.
I have one idea. I'm going to look up Unavowed really quickly. This is the game from Dave Gilbert.
Mm-hmm.
So they have they have 1,141 reviews for Unavowed.
So maybe 2,000 people.
Yeah, maybe around that.
I mean, usually you would see one review, equal, 50, but
Mm-hmm.
point and click adventure people are really, really enthusiastic about other point and click adventure games. So I suspect they have a
Mm-hmm.
1-for-2 ratio kind of thing, or maybe even a
Yeah.
1-for-1 ratio. So like, I would guess something like 2,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
there's
I
so many
don't
games.
see 2,000 sales of this game even at the $25 price tag
Mm-hmm.
breaking even. Like
Yeah.
I
You can
don't.
tell they put work into this,
Hmm.
but it feels like a case where, the money and time is not really coming through here.
Yeah, but I don't think the characters are really going to bother the so much bother the people who are really into point and click adventure games, because
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of them pay really, really bad looking games, and those bad looking characters are better than a lot of the bad looking characters than the
Yeah.
good looking characters in those bad looking games. So
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't think that's going to be an issue for this game, despite it being an issue for the aesthetics. I don't think it's going to be an issue for the game. I think the real issue for the game is the very limited market of point and click adventures and the amount of money they spent on all the art for this game.
Mm-hmm.
And
And there's no Twitter links. Doesn't look like the only social media they have is their website. So that's another problem.
mm-hmm, like, I mean, I think this is one of those cases where they spent so much money that they spent so much money that they could never make it back.
Unless this gets, picked up Among Us style.
But I don't think an adventure game would ever get picked up Among Us style.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, you can't exactly do YouTube reactions based off a point and click.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, I clicked on this. Oh my god, I clicked on something.
I
Let
don't
me
know.
show
There
it
are YouTubers who get very overblown in terms of their reactions. They could do that.
off of a click, off of a click they purposely clicked.
A clicky clickbait. Yeah, so how would you rate this one? I mean, there is style, there is presentation, but
They
what's
definitely,
here is not selling me on this game.
they definitely put their trailers in the wrong order, which is a bad thing. And their trailers could definitely be better. Especially with the characters, having better
Mm-hmm.
models, kind of thing. And like, the I think the thumbnail works, kind of thing. The name does not work because nobody's going to be able to spell that and search it out. So people who are looking for this game ain't going to be able to find it.
So,
And
and again, like name, we could fill probably an entire show just on trying to come with clever names for stuff.
mhm.
Yeah, so I don't think I would put this in the D category, but even with this presentation, it would not be B. Like I'm thinking again like C minus C. What about you? Because this is a tough one, I think.
I'm thinking I would either put it in the D plus or C minus.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere right in there. Because I mean the name screws it over. The trailer order, because trailer is very important. That's the most important thing. Doesn't work. The name is not searchable.
Mm-hmm.
Because what is even in code, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is this like anagram for I don't know, engine, not Call of Duty?
Yeah.
You something DMod?
Like B example games. I'm trying. We've had a few of them on some of the other shows. Like, didn't we give Operation Steel a B?
I don't remember.
Yeah, you think we remember what we did a week ago?
I don't remember what I did a day ago.
Yeah. Well, there's your marketing promo. Watch the other episodes, and you'll find out what a B category game is. And like and subscribe, all that stuff.
Yeah, there you
go. Because we're not going to remember to do that.
Well,
That's
see, I was
wing
working
game,
on the end
Tony.
continuum today. So I remember it because I was working on that today. Just a few minutes ago, for that matter.
All right. Well, I think we definitely hit over an hour, so I think we can probably wrap things up for this week, and we'll look for some more games for next week's show.
Well,
So,
right now it's a grade to be determined, because number one, it hasn't been on the show, and number two, it doesn't have a store page kind of thing. And hopefully we can get a triple A plus 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 plus. Hey, Gaming Dreamer. This show is where where game developers submit their games to store pages, and we go over what's good about them, what's bad about them, and how to improve your store page, because it's the first, it's the primary leg that your marketing campaign has to stand on, kind of thing.
Yeah. And we provide grades for developers as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I just noticed another nitpick as well on this features, that where it says over 34 non-player characters, there should be some GIFs or images of them.
Yeah.
Again, if you're going to tell me something, you have to show it.
Yeah, exactly, Gaming Dreamer. We're trying to, anyway. And, the first two games we had submitted from our communities. And this third one was, we had extra time, so we had another game, lined up in the background that was not submitted, but we, pulled it off of Steam, Some we thought that we could give, feedback on, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And, hopefully next week we'll have more submissions, and, we'll be able to help them make their store pages better.
Mm-hmm. The more I look at this concept art, the more I just see like a very low quality like Flash game, like very like wooden movements or very robotic moves. So I guess could work for a game like this.
Yeah, but that is probably just concept art.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to, look all snazzy kind of thing, but like they shouldn't be putting this kind of thing on their store page.
Mm-hmm. It just completely it clashes with the tone of everything else.
Yeah, it does. And you don't want to clash in your game or on your store page.
Wait, I want to see what Pony said there.
Yeah,
it's special and randomly generated. That could be safely extreme.
Yeah. And gotta love the original soundtrack created especially for Encodia, making a siding, crackling atmosphere even more tangible. It's like,
How do you make
are
an
you just
atmosphere
saying that you didn't
tangible?
use assets? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Hey, we didn't use assets for our soundtrack. Aren't you happy with us?
Or how about you invent a game where you jump on these floating stations that you have to, they're made out of plates and they're formed by the developer.
Yeah, I think they call those plate formers, where you jump from plate to plate and
Yeah.
you fight with forks and spoons.
Well, they didn't do it on one of those bullet points, Pony. Yeah, I have to avoid that myself because I've done that in the past too, putting periods at the end of bullet point lists.
Yeah.
Do we take off points for that too?
That I think that automatically downgrades their grade to like an F minus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Grammar mistakes. Yeah, Pody was right there with me, but I beat him to it in voice.
Yeah, definitely some. And the majority of these reviews are received for free.
Yeah, and you
I
definitely
feel
want
like,
correct grammar on your store page and everything, and not having that period there is a downside, but it's luckily they didn't make that downside until the very last bit, so it's a they would have to scroll down really, really far down to the very, very bottom before and get to the very end of the last sentence before anybody would notice that.
I love this review that it's positive. It was received for free, but the score is a 6 out of 10.
Well, that's the problem with Steam not having, any kind of gradient in their thing. It's just up or down. So if it's above 5, then it's a positive, and if it's 5 or below, then it's negative.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just have, a whole bunch of, like if everybody figures your game is, 5 out of 10, then you have like this 100% negative score. But if
Also,
everybody thinks your game's 6 out of 10, then you have this 100% positive score.
I really hate this first review. And Cody has a love hymn to graphic adventures rooted in the past, but with eyes firmly fixed on the present.
Yeah, that's not the
Oh,
first review for me.
what was that?
That's not the first review for me.
I'm talking about at the all the way at the top, where it's like the quotes that they put down,
Uh,
right underneath the recent events and announcements.
you talking about oh, okay. From multiplayer it?
Yeah. See, that's the problem with the adventure genre. It's ruined the past, they're stuck in the present, nobody's looking into the future. That is not the review you think it is.
Yeah. But they gave it an 8 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. Also, I hate to be very mean, but the Pixar does Cyberpunk is more like what was one again like those companies that put out the bargain bin creepy CGI movies.
I don't know.
LGN does Cyberpunk. That may be too mean.
Yeah, that is definitely too mean.
Mm-hmm.
Because the art is good outside of the
Yeah.
characters, the human
Or specifically the
characters.
human characters.
Yeah, the non-human, the one robot looks good. I didn't get a good look at the other robots kind of thing because they were all background stuff. So they could look pretty bad too. I'm unsure, but the
Yeah.
one main robot looks really good.
Well, if you're gonna have a robot look really good, it's good to be the one you're gonna see the most.
Yeah. Too bad the main character girl that you see the most is not looking real good.
Mm-hmm. I would almost like suggest like she wear like a mask or something so you don't see like the creepy doll eyes. Like her helmet like be like a face visor. This is somehow Berlin will look in 2062.
That comment, yeah, so funny. I would just have her wear a mask.
Again, it looks like those creepy CGI characters.
I mean, they kind of are.
And I've seen enough of that I don't want to see it anymore in the game.
Pony got what I was talking about. Just wear a paperback.
A dystopian paperback.
I mean, honestly, like the humanoid characters. Like I feel like something like that could fit in Five Nights at Freddy's or something.
Creepy animatronics.
Yeah. You wear a paperback. Wear a mask.
Like when the humans are just like staring at the camera, they have again like the creepy doll eye.
The lifeless, creepy doll eyes.
Exactly, Pony. There's the twist. All right. But I think that will do it for the show. I think we've ripped on this one enough.
Maybe too much.
Yeah. So,
especially with the whole mask and paperback.
Yeah. At least the thumbnail matches the rest of the art, unlike the scuffed tower defense.
Yeah. Now we've created a whole bunch of drama with the whole mask and paperback thing, and now like there's going to be a whole lot of Twitter hate and everything. And does that mean we're going to be famous now?
Sure.
You'll probably be famous for your comments, and I'll be famous for laughing at it.
Yeah.
All
right. But I think that will do it before we get in any more trouble. Paperback DLC, yes. $40.
They might actually be able to get that.
Mm-hmm. All right, but I do want to thank the first two developers for submitting their games, Big Boy Boxing and Scuffed Tower Defense. Hope they got some value out of our analysis. And if you are a developer working on a game, or if it's already out and you would like some advice on your store page, please get in touch. Again, you'll find me on Twitter at GWBicer. There'll be links to our Discord and Patreon link down below, and as well as to Shark's Twitter as well.
And we want to apologize to Encodia with the paperback comments, mask comments, but it is seriously an issue.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, make sure to follow me on Discord and Twitter and whatnot. All the links will be down below, and
completely messed with Shark there.
I am serious on it, but it's funny. That would make a solid joke. It was a solid joke, even though it wasn't meant to be. Solid, inadvertent joke.
Anything else you want to say there, Shark?
Be sure to follow us for more apparently controversies about wearing masks.
Thank you, Book. I need a shark robot.
I need one. Yeah. I'll have to talk to somebody and see if they make me a shark robot one.
There you go.
But or maybe we need a shark robot with a mask.
Mm-hmm.
Or paperback.
All right. Well, we will be back next week around 3:30 on Thursdays for our show, and Sundays for our game dev topics at 4:30 for the Safely Extreme podcast.
And hopefully less paper bag controversies.
I think we broke Shark there with that comment, Tony.
You did.
All right. I will be back later tonight for our regular game streams. And when you do your streaming?
Do pretty much all my streams at 2 o'clock except for the Safely Stream podcast. I do, game streams on Tuesdays at 2. We do this one on Thursdays at 2 Central Time. And we do the game dev streams where you can watch me make Neon Continuum on Fridays at 2 p.m. Central Time. And lots of really exciting things. And also, the first Saturday of every month at 2 p.m. Central Time, we have our dev chat over on the Discord where we, preview all the new stuff and get feedback and, let everybody, kind of shape the game to a point. And, when we have a play testable version, which sadly won't be this week and this month, this coming month, and it's almost guaranteed to not be next coming month because, we just lost our current programmer because he got a job that was no longer allowed to work with other jobs. But, hopefully soon we'll have a playable version to playtest in one of the dev chats coming up. But I doubt it'll be in the next two. But there's still plenty of other stuff to, check out and lots of fun stuff to come and participate in, and the developer chat is where we developers, usually just me, talk to the community and, let them in on all the developer things. If you put them in a paperback.
All right. Well,
I'll put the demo in a paperback.
All right. With that, we'll wrap things up. So come back for daily discussions on game design here and on game wisdom, where in the art and science of games. Until next time, take care.
And the art and science of paper bags. See ya.